Grab the gear you need or borrow some from a friend as you take a hike in the mountains.
And
I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're reviewing the game Mountains from Haba. This is from designer Carlo Rossi and artwork by Michael Menzel.
It's a memory press your luck game for 2 to 5 players. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play through. We were given a copy by Haba, so let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up the game, lay out the mountain board and place each matching deck on its spot.
Shuffle the deck of equipment cards and deal out the correct amount for your player count.
Give each player 8 favor stones and a summit book. Place a new season score sheet inside and you're ready to begin.
On their turn, players will choose a difficulty level for their hike and reveal the top card.
If they have all of the items, then they will reveal them to the other players and take the reward.
If they do not have an item, they may give a cube to another player and ask for a favor.
That player will reveal the equipment card if they have it, and if not, either way, they will keep the favor token.
If the hike is successful, the player will receive the tokens and stamps shown on the card and add a stamp to their summit book.
If a player cannot complete the hike, it is abandoned and the player's turn is over.
If you run out of cubes, you may take a day to rest and gain 3.
Non-hike cards may be revealed in the stacks that allow you to pick up additional gear, or they may even give an opportunity to trade in favor stones for stamps.
Once 2 of the decks in the 3 to 5 level hikes are depleted, the game ends and the player with the most stamps wins. Mountains is a great little family weight game that is easy to jump into and is a lot of fun to play, especially because it's got some of those very cool components in it, and some of the experiences just in getting to take that stamper and stamp it on your pad really creates a pretty fun experience.
It does have the memory aspect, so it may be a little more difficult for younger players, although a lot of kids do fine with memory type games. But it does play a little differently at the lower player counts. So higher player counts, you get fewer cards, so you're going to need to ask more people for favors, but all those equipment cards are spread out between more people, so you're going to have to remember more things at the higher player counts as opposed to the lower player counts.
For sure. Actually, when we played just the 3-player game, it actually seemed pretty easy because a lot of times I would just have all the equipment pieces that I needed in order to fulfill, especially those 1 and level 2 cards. Once you get higher up into the levels, then you start getting into the places where you actually have to have 2 canteens or 2 lighters to be able to even fulfill it, and so you may have one in your hand. You're pretty much always going to have to pay out to other people in order to get those other cards and pieces that you need in order to fulfill them.
You are allowed to completely abandon a hike if you reveal the card and realize, like, I don't have enough cubes to even ask for favors for all of these pieces because I don't have any of them. And so you can take 1 cube for just abandoning and not even trying it at all, so you don't have your entire turn wasted. But we did have a few times where someone has depleted all their cubes, and then that next turn they draw one of those cards that gives you stamps, and then they get to take buy the extra stamps for trading in cubes, and the rest of us did not. You can also choose, if you draw one of those cards, you can choose not to use it. It will go back under the deck and you can redraw another card. So if that does happen on your turn, you do have the choice whether or not to use some of those special cards in the deck.
And if you're playing at the lower player counts, you're also going to have opportunities to add additional gear to your pile, which is nice. Once in a while you'll get that card and it will allow you to pay those stones in order to just add a piece of equipment to your card. That adds some nice not twists, but just freshness to the game as you're going throughout, because you've kind of figured out who has what gear in their hands or what pieces are missing entirely and nobody has them, and then you draw that card and finally you have it, and now other people are assuming you have it, so they're paying you more cubes. It's really got some fun tension back and forth. There's definitely the idea of the pressure luck. Can I even do this card, or should I abandon it and just take some cubes? Not a lot of choices, but some really fun choices to make in the game. And then the great part is that reveal at the end when everybody finally turns their cards around and, oh yes, I had 16 stamps and you only had 15 or whatever, and the success of your journey through the mountain hikes.
If this sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to check out Mountains from Haba, and then be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe to Tantrum House.
And the player to have summited the most hikey thingies and gotten stamps wins. It's a game that employs some slightly different words. What? Fingers are goofy.
Did you take a hike in mountains? In the mountains?
Yeah, probably in the... Oh, I have my shirt on. Need to stamp me some stamps.
Yeah, I know.